Welcome back everyone, and thank you for being here today. If you love unforgettable moments, raw emotion, and voices that seem to stop time itself, then you are in the right place. Today's story is not just about talent. It is about courage, vulnerability, and the kind of bravery that only comes from standing alone under blinding lights and choosing to sing anyway. This is the story of a 15-year-old boy who walked onto the Britain's Got Talent stage and, within minutes, silenced an entire room with nothing but his voice. The theater is full. Judges sit comfortably behind their desk. Audiences murmur with expectation. Cameras glide smoothly across the room, and somewhere backstage a young boy waits for his name to be called. He is only 15. At that age, most teenagers worry about school, friends, and fitting in. Very few imagine stepping onto one of the biggest stages in the world, knowing millions will watch and judge every second. His hands are slightly cold, his heart is beating faster than usual, and yet there is a calm determination in his eyes. He has practiced this moment countless times in his bedroom, in quiet corners, maybe in front of a mirror, imagining what it would feel like to finally be heard. When his name is announced, the applause begins. It is polite, curious, not yet convinced. He walks out slowly, each step echoing loudly in his ears. The stage feels enormous now that he stands at the center of it. The lights are brighter than he expected. He can barely see the audience, just a sea of shadows and movement. He introduces himself with a soft voice, polite and respectful. The judges smile, asking him simple questions. How old are you? Where are you from? What are you going to sing? His answers are honest, slightly nervous, but sincere. There is something about him that feels different. Not flashy, not overly confident, just real. When asked why he chose this song, he explains that it means something personal to him. It helped him through difficult moments. It allowed him to express feelings he could not put into words. The audience grows quieter. The judges lean in just a little. This is the moment when everything could change. The music begins softly. The opening notes float through the theater, gentle and almost fragile. He closes his eyes for a brief second, takes a breath, and then he sings. The first note is pure, clear, unexpectedly powerful for someone so young. Conversations stop, shifting in seats ends. A hush spreads across the room like a wave. There is no coughing, no whispering, no movement. It is as if the entire theater collectively decided to hold its breath. His voice carries emotion far beyond his years. It is not just technically good. It feels lived in, as if he understands pain, hope, fear, and longing in a way that surprises everyone listening. As he continues, his confidence grows. Each line flows effortlessly into the next. His voice rises and falls with perfect control. There is no strain, no rush. Just a deep connection to the song and to the moment. The camera cuts to the judges. One raises their eyebrows in disbelief. Another smiles slowly, nodding along. Someone presses their lips together, clearly moved. In the audience, faces soften. Eyes glisten. Some people clasp their hands together. Others lean forward, completely absorbed. This is the kind of performance that reminds people why they fell in love with music in the first place. There are no distractions, no special effects, no dancers, just a young boy, a microphone, and a voice that feels honest. Every word he sings seems to come from somewhere deep inside him. It is not about impressing. It is about sharing something real. Midway through the song, he reaches a challenging part. A moment that could easily go wrong. The room tenses slightly, as if everyone senses the risk. Then he hits the note perfectly. Strong, steady, and full of emotion. A few gasps escape the audience. One judge's mouth opens in shock. Another shakes their head, smiling as if to say this should not be possible. As the song builds toward its climax, his voice grows stronger. Not louder in a forced way, but fuller, richer. It fills every corner of the theater. You can feel it in your chest. Some audience members wipe tears from their eyes. Others smile through the emotion. It is rare to see a performance that connects so deeply, especially from someone so young. And then, just as powerfully as it began, the song ends. The final note lingers in the air for a moment, like a question, like a promise. Silence follows. Not the awkward kind, the respectful kind, the kind that says everyone needs a second to process what they just experienced. Then the room explodes. The applause is immediate and thunderous. People jump to their feet. Cheers echo from every direction. The young boy opens his eyes, visibly surprised by the reaction. His shoulders relax. A shy smile spreads across his face. He looks overwhelmed, grateful, and slightly in disbelief. For a moment, he simply stands there, soaking it all in. The judges rise from their seats. This does not happen often. One of them claps above their head, clearly impressed. Another looks genuinely emotional, blinking rapidly before speaking. When they finally sit back down and the noise dies down, the feedback begins. They talk about control, about tone, about emotional depth. They mention how rare it is to hear such maturity in a voice so young. One judge admits they forgot he was 15 while listening. Another says that the performance felt timeless, as if it could belong on any stage in any era. The words are encouraging, powerful, and affirming. You can see the impact on the boy's face. This is validation. This is the moment he will remember forever. Then comes the decision. One by one, the judges cast their votes. Each yes is met with cheers. When the final result is announced, the boy's eyes widen. He nods repeatedly, almost unable to believe it. He thanks the judges, thanks the audience, his voice trembling slightly now, not from nerves but from emotion. As he walks off stage, people in the audience continue to clap, some even calling out words of encouragement. Backstage, he exhales deeply. The tension he carried with him dissolves. For the first time, he allows himself to fully smile. This was more than an audition. It was a breakthrough, a moment of being truly seen and heard. What makes this performance so unforgettable is not just the vocal ability, though that alone would be enough to impress. It is the story behind it. A teenager finding his voice in a world that often tells young people to be quiet, to wait their turn, to fit into expectations. Instead, he stood tall and sang his truth. He showed that age does not define depth, that youth does not limit expression. Moments like this are why talent shows continue to matter. Not because of competition, but because of connection. Because sometimes, a single voice can remind millions of people of their own feelings, their own dreams, their own fears and hopes. Watching this 15-year-old sing is not just entertaining. It is inspiring. After the show airs, the performance spreads rapidly. Clips are shared online. Comments pour in from around the world. People express amazement, admiration, and gratitude. Many say they felt chills. Others say they cried. Some young viewers say it gave them courage to pursue their own passions. Adults comment on how refreshing it is to see such sincerity. The boy returns home to his family, greeted with hugs, cheers, and pride. Life does not instantly become perfect, but something has shifted. He knows now that his voice matters. That his feelings are valid. That he has something unique to offer. That knowledge is powerful, especially at 15. As weeks go by, he continues on his journey in the competition. Each performance brings new challenges, new growth. But no matter what happens next, that first audition will always stand out. It was the moment he silenced an entire room. The moment he stepped into the light. The moment he believed in himself enough to sing. And for everyone who watched, it was a reminder. Talent can come from anywhere. Greatness does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it walks quietly onto a stage, takes a breath, and sings a single note that changes everything. If this story moved you, if it reminded you of the power of music and courage, then take that feeling with you. Support young voices, encourage authenticity, and never underestimate the impact of one brave moment. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep listening, keep believing, and keep your heart open to moments that surprise you.